Hello, welcome to the AI Idol Showcase on YouTube. You might have heard about AI music, but what is it? Well, it's basically an app that uses artificial intelligence to generate music. You can choose from different styles like EDM, hip-hop, or rock and roll. You can either record your own voice or use AI to generate a voice that sings your song. It's really cool. But there are a couple of issues. First, the free version only lets you get limited amount of credits to create songs, and some features are not available to non-subscribers. And second, the music it generates is not as good as an upgraded account. I mean, it's okay if you're just humming along to yourself. After that, it will cost you roughly $30 per month. So if you're interested, make sure to check out the website sudo.com. There are other sites similar, but this is the one I use. You can also use your own instrumental beats or even remix other songs. It's really cool. I think this AI tool is going to change music forever. But the question is how? So let's talk about the future of music and what's happening right now in the AI space that will shape it. Last week, Google released a new version of their music generator, which they call Audio Magic. It was shown off with a demo that created music based on a set of unique parameters. In terms of AI, there are three main categories that I see. First, there are the platforms that aggregate music, whether it be Apple, Spotify, or another platform, especially ones on their roster that don't necessarily have a lot of money. Artists have been sounding the alarm for quite some time. Now, especially Grimes, who has stated multiple times that she wants to make an AI-powered pop star and that she is currently working on the technology to do so. But it goes beyond just her. You have big-name artists like David Guetta, Black Eyed Peas, Deadmau5. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Even Elton John have used AI to either create new music or enhance existing music, and I think that this trend is only going to increase. The labels know that AI-generated music isn't going to replace the superstars of tomorrow. Well, first, I think that we'll see a rise in artists that create solely using AI tools. A DAO is essentially a decentralized, autonomous organization run by fans, and I think that this is a natural evolution of the music industry. Think about it. For decades, music was bought and sold through physical copies. Then online streaming became popular, and music was once again bought and sold through subscriptions. But now, with the help of NFTs, music can be bought and sold directly from the artists themselves. A fan no longer needs to pay for a subscription or buy a physical copy. They can buy the music outright and own it forever. And when you look at the recent sales of music through NFTs, the numbers are staggering. For example, when Timbaland released his album, the NFT went for $1 million. And when 3LAU released his album, it sold for $11 million. So you can see that there is a market for this. Now, the reason why artists want to get involved with DAOs is because they can cut out the middleman, keep more of the profits for themselves. They'll be able to sell their music directly to their fans and keep a higher percentage of the sale. In fact, many artists are already doing this, like Girl in Red, who recently started her own NFT platform. And it's only a matter of time before more and more artists follow suit. Now, we're already seeing this happen with some underground musicians, but I think that we'll start to see major labels sign these artists and invest heavily into their careers. There are a number of reasons for this, but one of the biggest ones is that AI-generated music is not only cheaper to make, but it's infinitely repeatable. If an artist makes a hit song using AI, the label knows that they can recreate that same formula again and again and create dozens of hits. And the best part about this is that the AI artist can pump out new music on demand and never get tired. It can release a new song every week if it wants to. And since AI doesn't sleep, it can tour endlessly, performing live using a hologram or some other virtual technology. Now, I know that this sounds like a nightmare for many of you, but remember, labels will be using AI to help develop new artists. So the average artist is going to be able to keep up with the trends and stay relevant by simply implementing these AI tools into their workflow. But it could be a cost-effective way to fill out an artist's catalog and help promote it through their streaming services. Now, I know that this is a controversial topic because many people believe that AI-generated music will eventually wipe out the jobs of music producers. But I don't think that that's going to happen anytime soon. AI is great at identifying patterns and creating something new based on those patterns, but AI doesn't have creativity, at least not yet, AI can't come up with a new idea. Right now it needs human guidance and human curation. So I think that music producers will still be around for quite some time. But their job will definitely change, and they're going to need to learn how to leverage AI to make their lives easier and their music better. Then there are the companies that own the rights to all of that music, and that would be the labels and publishers. And then there are the artists who actually create the music, but also had some very impressive capabilities like remixing existing songs and even changing the style or the genre of a song. They're not going to make music, but I do think that we'll see more AI features in the near future, like hyper-personalized playlists. Maybe AI-powered recommendations and maybe even AI-generated playlists. This stuff is probably a few years away from now. But I can see Spotify rolling out an AI DJ kind of feature where it generates new playlists specifically for your tastes. And it might even use your personal data, like calendar appointments and history, to figure out exactly what mood you're in, and tailor the playlist to that exact mood. Could be like mood music on steroids. And while these things are cool, I don't think it's these kinds of tools that will change music forever. Instead, it's going to be the evolution of this technology and other technologies that already exist that will truly change the way music is made forever. So here are my predictions for the future of music and what happens next. For platforms like Spotify, I don't really see them doing much in terms of AI. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, we have the labels and publishers. And I think that they're going to start using AI to generate music for up-and-coming artists. But in the end, the real battle is between artists and AI. But how will artists use AI to stay ahead of the curve? And finally, I think that we'll see more and more artists setting up DAOs to take control of their own music. So those are my predictions for the future of music. Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Next, we're going to be talking about where did it all start? Who is responsible when it started? What is AI music and why have AI music? It's a question that's been on my mind ever since I heard about AI music. When I first heard of AI music, I was like, wait a minute. Somebody wrote an algorithm that can make music, and I thought to myself, that's impossible. Music is too complicated. It's almost magical. It's an art form. People think that they have to be super talented and super creative to write good music, and I thought to myself, nobody could possibly code something that can do that. But here we are today. We have AI music. We have a bunch of different companies, a bunch of different artists that are making AI music. So let's talk about the science behind it. Now, the first thing we're going to be talking about is, where did it all start? And this is actually really hard to find an answer to. There's no one definitive answer for where it all started with AI music. However, I did find a couple of papers that are pretty interesting. So let's take a look at those real quick. So the first paper is called A Neural Algorithm for Personalized Music Generation, and it was written in 2017. And this paper basically proposed a system for generating personalized music for individuals based on their musical preferences. The generated music was evaluated through user studies which showed that humans rated the AI's generated music as being pleasant, and the system was able to generate new music that was similar to the style of the input artist. Now, this is really cool, but it doesn't really tell us a whole lot about how the music was generated. Okay, so the next paper we're going to be taking a look at is called Advancing the State of the Art in End-to-End Songwriting with Transformers, and this paper. It's written in 2021. Now, this is actually a more recent paper, and it proposes a system for end-to-end songwriting using transformers. The system was trained on a large data set of songs, and it was able to generate new songs that were evaluated by humans as being comparable in terms of quality to human-written songs. Alright, so now let's move on to the next section, which is who is responsible. This is also kind of a tough one to answer because there's a lot of different companies and researchers that are working on /I, it's music, and it's hard to say who is really responsible for it. I mean, it's kind of like asking who invented the computer, right? Like, it's hard to say, like, who really invented the computer. Is it the guy who invented the transistor? Or is it the guy who invented the microprocessor? It's just, it's hard to say. However, I did find a couple of companies that are doing some really interesting things with AI music, and I wanted to share them with you guys. So the first company we're going to be talking about is Amper Music. And this is a company that's been around since 2017, and they're using AI to generate custom music for video games, film, TV, and advertising. They have a really cool website where you can log in and generate your own music. And they have a bunch of different artists that you can choose from. And they even have a mood board that you can choose from. So you can choose like happy, sad, epic, cinematic, whatever it is that you're looking for, and they'll generate music for you. The next company we're going to be talking about is Jukebox. And this is actually a project from OpenAI, which is the same company that created ChatGPT and DALL-E 2. Now this is a really cool project because it's not just focused on generating music, but it's also focused on generating different types of music. For example, you can tell it to generate a song in the style of Beethoven, and then you can tell it to generate a song in the style of Taylor Swift, and then you can tell it to generate a song in the style of Drake. And it's really cool how it's able to switch between these different styles. Okay, so moving on to the next section, which is when did AI music start? Well, this is actually kind of a tough question to answer as well, because like I said before, it's kind of hard to find the very first paper on AI music. However, I did find a couple of papers that are pretty early on in the area, and we can use those to kind of estimate when it started. So the first paper we're going to be taking a look at again is a neural algorithm for personalized music generation, and this paper was published in 2017. Now this is not necessarily an AI music paper, if you read the paper, it's not specifically focused on AI music, but it does propose a system for generating personalized music, and so we can kind of count this as one of the earlier papers in the area. The next paper we're going to be taking a look at is Advancing the State of the Art in End-to-End Songwriting with Transformers, and this paper was published in 2021. Now this is a more recent paper, and it proposes a system for end-to-end songwriting using transformers. And it's kind of like a follow-up to the previous paper that we talked about, and so I would say that AI music has been around since at least 2017. Alright, so let's move on to the next section, which is what is AI music? So this is actually a pretty easy question to answer. AI music is just music that's been generated using artificial intelligence. And there's a bunch of different ways that this can be done. One way is to train a machine learning algorithm on a bunch of music, and then use that algorithm to generate new music. And another way is to use natural language processing to generate lyrics and then use a separate algorithm to generate the music that goes along with it. And then finally, you can also use something called generative adversarial networks, or GANs, which basically pits two algorithms against each other. One algorithm tries to generate new music, while the other algorithm tries to distinguish between the generated music and real music. And over time, they both get better and better at what they're doing. Now, one of the really cool things about AI music is that it's not just limited to the music that's been released. In fact, it can generate completely new and original music that has never been heard before. And it can even mix and match different genres of music to create something that's completely unique. And so that's kind of the first part of the video where we talked about the science behind AI music. In the next part of the video, we're going to be talking about why AI music. So why is it that people are making AI music? Well, there's a lot of different reasons, but I think the main reason is that it can generate new and original music that people haven't heard before. And it can do it really quickly and easily. And so, for example, if you're a video game developer and you need some music for your game, you could go out and hire a composer, but that can be really expensive. Or you could just use AI music to generate some music that's exactly what you're looking for. And it's really cool how fast and easy it is to use AI music. Another reason why people are making AI music is because it can help them with their own music. For example, let's say you're a musician and you want to write a song in the style of one of your favorite artists. You could use AI music to help you with that. You could use it as kind of like a songwriting partner that can help you come up with ideas and melodies and lyrics. And so it's really cool how AI music is able to help musicians be more creative and productive. And so that's kind of the second part of the video, which is why AI music. All right, so now I want to ask you guys a question, and that is, what do you think of AI music? Do you think it's cool, or do you think it's kind of scary? Let me know in the comments below. It's been said that music is the universal language. But in this day and age, it's also the most accessible. With the advent of platforms like TikTok and Instagram, anyone with a phone can be a musician, a DJ, or even a music executive. And it's no wonder that so many people are taking advantage of this opportunity. In fact, over the last decade, there's been an explosion in the number of music creators. The global recorded music market has grown from $15 billion to over $25 billion in the same period. Spotify, the world's largest music streaming service, has gone from having 4 million monthly active users to over 600 million. The metaverse is still in its early stages of development, but it already has the potential to revolutionize the way music is consumed. Streaming is already the most popular way to listen to music, and we don't see that changing anytime soon. In fact, streaming services will likely continue to grow in popularity as more and more people cut the cord on traditional music services. The COVID-19 pandemic put a temporary halt on live music, but it also gave people a newfound appreciation for it. When live music did start back up again, fans were eager to get out and see their favorite artists. What do you think will happen in the future of music? Let us know in the comments below. This renewed focus on live music is likely to continue in the coming years. In fact, some predict that live music will eventually surpass streaming in terms of revenue. It makes sense when you think about it. People are willing to pay a lot of money to see their favorite artists perform live. There's no risk of piracy or illegal downloading. Live music is also a great way for artists to make money. They can charge for tickets, merchandise, and concessions. Plus, they can earn revenue by selling their music at the show. All of this makes live music a very attractive option for both artists and fans. Streaming services offer a lot of advantages over traditional music services. For one, they're much more affordable. The music industry is becoming increasingly accessible to independent artists. Thanks to technology, independent artists can now produce, market, and distribute their own music without the help of a major label. This has opened up a lot of opportunities for independent artists. Many of them are now achieving mainstream success without the help of a major label. Take Lil Nas X, for example. He broke onto the scene in 2019 with his hit song, Old Town Road. The song became a massive viral hit, and Lil Nas X became an overnight sensation. What's even more impressive is that Lil Nas X is an independent artist. He didn't sign with a major label until after his hit song was already a chart topper. Another example is Mason Ramsey, aka the Walmart Yodeling Kid. He was discovered on Facebook and quickly signed to Republic Records. But before he signed to Republic Records, he was just an unknown independent artist. These are just two examples of the many independent artists who are finding success in the music industry. With the right talent and work ethic, anyone can become a successful musician. A typical streaming service costs around $10 per month, while a typical music service costs around $15 per month. Streaming services also offer a wider selection of music than traditional services, and they also allow listeners to discover new music easily. Most streaming services have features that recommend new music based on a listener's taste. All of these factors are likely to contribute to the continued growth of streaming services. Music creators will be able to create immersive experiences for their fans, whether it's through virtual concerts or interactive music videos. The metaverse will also provide new opportunities for monetization. For example, artists can sell virtual merchandise or even real-world products to their fans in the metaverse. It's still early days, but we're sure to see some exciting developments in the metaverse music space in the near future. Music is constantly evolving, and experimenting with new sounds is nothing new. In the past, artists have experimented with jazz, rock and roll, hip-hop, R&B, and many other genres. Social media is an essential tool for music creators in today's day and age. It's a great way to connect with fans, promote new music, and get discovered by new audiences. Many music creators have built a significant following on social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. These platforms allow artists to share their music and connect with their fans on a personal level. It's no surprise then that so many music creators are investing in their social media presence. We're sure to see even more music creators use social media to their advantage in the future. And today, they're doing the same thing, but with technology at their fingertips. They're able to create sounds that were previously unheard of. Take SZA, for example. Her latest album, SOS, blends elements of R&B, pop, soul, and alternative rock. Then there's Doja Cat, whose music is a mix of pop, R&B, rap, and electronic. These artists are just two examples of how musicians are experimenting with new sounds, and we're sure to see even more experimentation in the future. As technology advances, artists will have access to even more tools and sounds at their disposal. It is clear that music is more popular than ever before. But what does this mean for the future of music? What will happen next? Well, here's 7 things you should know. Number 1, artists will continue to experiment with different genres. Number 2, AI will become increasingly important in the music industry. Artificial intelligence is already being used in many areas of the music industry, such as music production, marketing, and even songwriting. AI can help artists create music faster and more efficiently. It can also help them reach new audiences through targeted marketing campaigns. Additionally, AI-powered tools can analyze a song's structure and lyrics to suggest changes that could improve its commercial viability. Some tools can even generate entirely new songs based on an artist's style. For example, OpenAI's new tool, Jukebox, can generate realistic-sounding songs in the style of individual artists or bands. It's only a matter of time before AI becomes even more integrated into the music industry. And those who embrace it will be the ones who succeed in the long run. Number 3. The metaverse will open up new opportunities for music creators. Number 4. Streaming services will continue to dominate the music industry. Number 5. Social media will continue to be an important tool for music creators. Number 6. There will be a renewed focus on live music. Number 7. Independent artists will have more opportunities than ever before. These are just a few of the things that we think will happen in the future of music. In the past few years, we've seen an increase in popularity of AI music, which is largely due to the rise of platforms like Pseudo that have made AI tools easily accessible for anyone. Recently, though, there has been a surge in AI music, but no one seems to know what to do with it. Tools like Jukebox, Musinet, Amper Music, and Aiva are only some of the most popular AI music tools making waves in the industry right now. But what exactly are these tools? Are they changing the game, or are they just a gimmick? Let's take a look at both sides of the coin. What's up, everybody? Welcome to AI Idol Showcase. This platform will be your weekly source of all things AI music, business, and technology. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos. Also, stick around till the end because I have a special announcement that you won't want to miss. Now let's get into it. First, we need to understand what AI music actually is and how it works. In simple terms, AI music is just what it sounds like, music made by machines, or more specifically, artificial intelligence. At its core, AI music is just data, typically generated through machine learning. Algorithms which learn from pre-existing music to produce new compositions. One of the most common methods is called a generative adversarial network, or GAN. Essentially, a GAN consists of two neural networks working against each other. The first is called the generator, which takes random noise and transforms it into music. The second is called the discriminator, which listens to the generated music and tries to identify whether it's real or fake. Over time, the generator and the discriminator compete with each other. The generator tries to produce more realistic music to fool the discriminator, while the discriminator becomes better at identifying AI-generated music. This process continues until the generated music is indistinguishable from real music. So what does this mean? Well, basically, AI music can sound really good. It's able to mimic the styles of popular artists extremely well and even generate entirely new styles of music. There are many examples of AI generating music that sound just like their favorite artists. For example, in 2020, a Reddit user posted a track online that was supposedly generated by an AI trained on a dataset of Kanye West songs. Listen for yourself. Yeah, I can't deny that sounds pretty close to Kanye. It's not just hip-hop either. In fact, AI has been used to generate music in every genre imaginable. And I think you'll be surprised at just how good it can sound. Take a listen to this one called The Sound of Silence, Part 2, which was created by feeding an AI 1,000 songs from the 60s and 70s. And then here's another example of AI generating music based on Mozart. So the question isn't, can it sound good? The question is, should we care? Well, let's look at the pros and cons. On the pro side, we have infinite creativity. By leveraging AI, we can generate countless new musical ideas in a matter of seconds. For example, the startup Amper Music uses AI to help creators make music for videos. Their AI can analyze the visuals and automatically generate music that fits the scene perfectly. In addition, AI doesn't get tired or bored. It can work 24/7 without taking breaks. It also doesn't have an ego, and it's always open to feedback and willing to iterate. Finally, AI can be a great tool for learning. By analyzing the styles of popular artists, it can teach aspiring musicians how to improve their own music. On the con side, we have job displacement. As AI becomes better at generating music, it's possible that musicians and producers could be replaced by machines. I mean, why pay a musician when a machine can do the job for less money and in half the time? We already see evidence of this happening with platforms like Fiverr, where many people are making money selling AI beats for as little as $5. Then there's copyright infringement. Who owns the rights to AI-generated music? Is it the person who created the AI, or the person who trained it on copyrighted material? This issue is still being debated today, but it's possible that AI-generated music could be used in any project without permission from the copyright holder. And finally, we have the black box problem. Most AI music generators are trained on copyrighted material, but no one knows exactly what material that is. For example, Musinet was trained on 10 million tracks from a popular music streaming service, but no one knows which specific tracks were used to train the model. This lack of transparency could be a problem if it turns out that copyrighted material was used to train the AI. Now let's talk about where this is all going. Will AI eventually replace human creativity? Or will humans and AI work together to create something new? Honestly, I think it's too early to tell. On one hand, AI is getting really good at generating music that mimics popular styles. But on the other hand, true creativity is hard to define and even harder to replicate. Personally, I think the best case scenario is one where humans and AI work together. AI can be used to generate ideas and variations that humans can then iterate on. This approach has already been successful in many industries, and I think it has the potential to revolutionize music as we know it. I want to hear your thoughts, though. Do you think AI is changing the game, or is it just a gimmick? Either way, I think it's important to stay informed on this topic so you can take advantage of the opportunities that arise. People say that the AI music sounds the same. Yes, it does. It starts to get boring after a while. But people forget that the majority of the music that we listen to is actually made by the same people. There's a small handful of people who make up the majority of the music that we listen to. This is no shade to them. I love Drake, future Travis Scott. But at the end of the day, AI is going to be able to replicate that style, put its own little spin on it, and make it even more popular. And that's what happened with the Beatles, and that's what happened with Elvis, and that's what happened with every single genre of music. AI is going to do for music what social media did for fashion. Everyone's going to be wearing the same clothes, everyone's going to be making the same music, and it's going to be awesome. At least it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. There's even AI tools now that can make an artist sound like they're singing in another language and it doesn't sound like a robot. It doesn't sound like anything. It sounds like a real person. I know this because I've seen it done with my own 2 ears. I don't believe that anyone should be making music just for the sake of making money. If you're going to make music, you got to make it for the love of the music. But there's nothing wrong with trying to make money from the music. There's plenty of ways to monetize your music. You could sell your music, you could sell beats, you could license your music, you could do jingles, you could do video game music, film scores. There's so many different avenues that you could go down and make money from music. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't make money from music because that's simply not true. There's tons of ways that you could make money from music, and AI is going to open up even more doors for monetizing your music. So to conclude this little rant, AI is going to be huge in the future of music. There's already AI tools being used by major labels, independent labels, distributors, everybody. And it's going to get to a point where it's going to be very hard for the algorithm to fight against AI music. But it's never going to get to the point where it completely takes over. The reason why is because the algorithm is made by humans for humans. So even though AI is taking over the world, the algorithm will always have a place for human artists. That's all for this video. So if you made it this far, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening to me rant about AI music. I hope that this gave you some clarity. If you got some questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Until the next time.
I'm waiting for the perfect moment to say that I love you. I'm hoping and I'm praying you feel the same way I do. From the first time I saw you, you took my breath away. I can't hold back any longer. So here's what I've got to say. I need you like the stars need the sky. I want you every day in my life. From now till the end of time, I beats for. There is nothing I want more than to be with you. I wanna make you mine. Now that I told you exactly how I feel, you say you feel the same. Girl, I promise that I'll never let this love go in vain. Even after time goes by and we're old and gray, my love for you will grow stronger each and every single day. I need you like the stars need the sky. I want you every day in my life. From now till the end of time, I need